PokeRamble Podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the PokeRamble Podcast. I'm your host Camille, and we'll be going through many a thing, including Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Masters, the TCG coming up, and much, much more. Welcome to the PokeRamble Podcast. I'm your host Camille, and joining me, as always, is my host Amit, the Battle Frontier Brain.
Hello.
How goes it?
I'm good. This is going to be a packed week.
Yeah, I mean, we were
so
like
much news.
half an hour late with the podcast today because there's that much news to go through. Yeah. Oh my god.
I'm excited. Should we just get into
it? Episode 30 of the PokeRamble Podcast.
Yeah, it is. Episode Nidorina, following on from Nidoran Female last week. The Pokedex, like in life, ladies first.
Okay. I get it. That's pretty smart. That is pretty smart. Cool. So yeah, no, just so much news this week. How have you kept up with it all?
It's just been kind of one, and quite a lot of it's been unexpected, just one announcement after another. It's been very, very exciting to log on every morning and just be like, oh my gosh, what's the new news today? Yeah, we'll talk about it all. We'll talk about reactions. Let's get into it.
Let's get into our first section. Oh snap, are we talking about Pokemon? And that's the name of this section.
That's nice.
So actually, yeah, Pokemon Snap, we had a new trailer and a release date as well. Can you believe it?
Do we have to call it New Pokemon Snap?
Yes.
To differentiate
apparently,
from the N64 title?
It was developed by Bandai Namco, but it was named by Square Enix. So
sure.
Yeah, well, if you know the Kingdom Hearts games, you know the many weird titles they have.
Sure.
You know, like 3-5 minus 10 is quick maths. Big Shack, shout out. So yeah, no, we're talking about new Pokemon Snap, and yeah, I mean, on top of a new trailer, we got all sorts of art, you know, including concept art as well, which I'm going to drag up here.
I was just going to say, before you pull away from it, the image that you had on screen, there's so many things to talk about just in that one image.
Okay.
I'm super, like, it's just, there's so many things going on.
What's going on?
So you've got, the first thing that caught my eye is that Pichu is wearing a little tiara of flowers.
Yes.
Super cute. And I'm wondering whether that means that you'll get to photograph like Pokemon in like not necessarily different outfits, but like, you know, little costumes and things like that. And I wonder if there's like, you know, a Pichu with flowers and a Pichu with like daffodils and all that kind of stuff. That would be really fun.
So like Pokemon Go, for example, that's got all those sort of
like, you know, Party Hat Wurmple and stuff like that. The other thing that I know will have pricked your ears up is Vivillion's there, which means you've got 20 odd forms to find photos of.
Yes, 20 indeed. I think probably 19 because I think one was like a Pokebank exclusive.
Got it. Well, I'm sure that doesn't mean it can't be in this game, right?
I hope it is in this game, but I don't know. And there was a Pokeball variant as well. So
there you go.
Yeah,
so you've got plenty to find.
This is going to be really cool.
Generation 8, so you got Scorbunny and Grookey, and I think it's been confirmed from one of the videos the Sobbles around too. So Generation 8 making a big appearance, and Meganium, which is a Pokemon that doesn't often get the center spotlight, with a nice big prominent photo in the middle.
Yeah, well, I guess it's because, you know, out of the 3 starters, it was maybe like arguably in like the mainline series not the best final evolution starter that you can get.
It got a big role in the trailer though.
It did indeed, but we'll come on to that a little later. So yeah, I've got some concept art in the background, but I'll close that down for now. I'm curious, actually. We were talking about you know, just the art, but the trailer itself. What do you think of the trailer?
I really enjoyed it because I think for me it got me excited about a game that is at this point 22, 23 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I was as excited for Pokemon Snap as I think a lot of other people were, until I saw the trailer and I was like, no, I totally remember why this game is the phenomena that, you know, we all built it up to be. It just puts Pokemon in a world that you don't get to see them in all that often.
Yeah, just naturally. So like we've got sort of a quote unquote plot or a little blurb about new Pokemon Snap, and it says the Lental region, so that's the region this is called now, is a small island filled with wild Pokemon from across the world, and is relatively an untouched region. So that explains why there's Pokemon just out and about, just doing their own little thing. Professor Mirror, who's the new professor, will send you there to explore various islands of the region and find Pokemon and hunt down the mysterious Illumina phenomenon. So without getting into sort of deep down territory there, you've got this. That's the reason why just things are popping off on this island, because it's a new island, no one really knows about it, and you're there to discover it.
Yeah, I'm excited in a moment to get into deep conspiracy theories, because I have plenty. But let's go through the facts first.
So, in terms of the trailer, I really liked. I liked how it exuded this sense of discovery. It felt like the world was living and breathing, obviously. I liked the soundtrack, and I don't know if it's just me, but was there like hints of different Pokemon OSTs in there?
Do you know what? I wasn't paying enough attention to pick that up.
Mm-hmm. I could hear like influences from past sort of soundtracks in this soundtrack. Obviously, it went off and did its own little thing, but yeah, have that little listen. I have a little listen and let me know what you think of it later on. But we saw like lots of the villains on the box art, and I was just sort of wondering, are we going to get variant forms? Because here we've got Deerling and its evolution, Sawsbuck. That's it, and we know there
was an image that was split into 4 quarters with 4 very distinct seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely seems to play into the notion that there will be either different variants of the same environment,
mm-hmm.
where you can catch seasonal forms or regional exclusives,
mm-hmm.
like Alolan Vulpix versus regular Vulpix. Again, we know Vulpix is in the game. Or whether it's just 4 different environments altogether.
Yeah. So do you think we're going to get regional variants at all? Because it does say Pokemon from around the world.
Yeah, I mean, it would be odd for them to add Vulpix and not add Alolan Vulpix, given the popularity Alolan Vulpix has.
Yeah.
So I would fully expect them to have both.
Okay. And do you think we're going to get any Mega Evolutions and like Dynamax stuff?
The only reason why I doubt that is both of those require synchronicity between trainer and Pokemon,
mm-hmm.
and none of these Pokemon are captured. And
I guess less so Dynamax, because Dynamax.
That's true. The Dynamax.
Yeah, but I guess Eternatus is not going to rock up here, is he?
I doubt it.
Yeah.
It feels like a weird direction for a plot line to go.
Yeah.
Given that they've already covered it in Gen 8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fair enough. My other question is, so I went back and played Pokemon Snap, and I couldn't help...
How was that experience?
It was good. I could understand what it was going for. A bit frustrating at times, but it was fun. It was fun for the most part, but I couldn't help but feel like there's JPEG apples, and you literally give the Pokemon an apple, and you can see like an apple for like a black outline. It's like, oh right, like back in the day, this would have blown someone's mind, but for me, I can't stop thinking of it as a JPEG apple. But it was really fun.
They've brought that back though in the new game. So
well, they've got apples, but they don't look like JPEGs anymore, which is excellent. There's no like black like border behind it and stuff. So
I am glad that we've moved forward slightly. But no, they brought that back.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a very beloved concept to Pokemon Snap.
I was looking at the screenshots, and there's different sorts of food in the screenshots. So I was sort of wondering, are we going to get more than JPEG apples?
I mean, it might be fun to, I think they've officially only announced one type of food,
mm-hmm.
Which was a berry, and I forget the name of it off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But it would be cool if there are different berries.
For no reason.
I will talk about why I think he's called Mirror in a minute.
Okay. Well, tell me about it now. Actually, why do you?
So should we get into conspiracy theories? Because I think it all goes together.
Okay, I'm gonna put up this picture of this Meganium, and you can start your crazy conspiracy theory.
Okay, so
it's all wrong. It's all gone. I'm sorry, no, I couldn't help it.
The whole storyline around Pokemon or new Pokemon Snap is that you are investigating I think it's the Illuminata phenomenon.
Whoa, the Illumina. The Illumina. That's a like deep conspiracy you're going down.
Sorry, the Illumina. So you're investigating the Illumina phenomenon.
Yeah.
And in the trailer, you see a Meganium who is sort of shining and glowing and has got all of these things coming.
That was magical, dude.
Couple that with the name of the professor, Professor Mirror, and now typically professors are named after trees. We have oak, juniper, rowan, etc., which are all names of trees.
And Professor Oak being the first professor in the first game. Sorry.
But a mirror tree is actually a scientific, I guess, like it's a concept. It's a way of basically using genealogy to discover relatives where DNA matches. So it's not an actual tree, but it does talk about the relationship between ancestors in an evolutionary tree. So my theory is either the Illumina concept is all about how shiny Pokemon came to be in existence, and the mirror tree is all about proving that there's a genetic connection between regular Pokemon and the shiny variants, or it's about looking at the regional variants and why there are two different versions of Vulpix or two different versions of other regional Pokemon.
I feel like we've already had that explanation as why there's different variations of Pokemon.
So I totally
like in Gen 7, they specifically go into why, for example, Rattata has become a dark type. They give a whole scientific breakdown on why that is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But what I'm wondering is if and this is why I think the shiny variant is probably the more likely of the two.
Are we getting shinies in this game? Sorry.
I think either you're going to get shinies or you're going to get lore behind why shinies exist.
Okay, fine.
And that's playing off the whole idea of what a mirror tree is and its role in genealogy, playing off the idea that, this Meganium is clearly being enhanced by something special. And also, do you know what? Shiny hunting is so popular at the moment. I feel like it would be a great addition to the game if the Pokemon Company want to go that way with it.
Okay. My whole theory is why he's called Professor Mirror is just because it's another instrument used to reflect images. So you got your photo camera taking images.
Far more logical and makes way more sense.
And then you got Professor Mirror, who's is just related to images, so that's why they call him Professor Mirror. So maybe not as deep down conspiracy sort of someone's watching us like you, but that's my theory. Yeah. I can't imagine why they broke away from the tree naming conventions, but maybe it's because he's not like a mainline professor, and
unless they didn't.
Well, actually,
it's fine. This is being recorded, so like in 3 months from now, when this comes out,
if I'm missing,
we can all sit together and we can replay this moment. It's fine.
What if we're still here? But we've got a good old friend who's got a question for us. Should we just get into it?
Let's do it.
It's time for Please Be Excited Asks a Question.
It's Please Be Excited for a Question.
Today's question comes from Todd Snap. Todd asks, with there being over 200 Pokemon in the new Pokemon Snap, what one Pokemon do you want to snap and why? Back to you in the studio for the answer.
Thank you. Please be excited for the question. So Please Be Excited asks via Todd Snap, who's the protagonist of the first game, with the over 200 Pokemon confirmed for Pokemon Snap, new Pokemon Snap, which one do you want to snap?
Honestly, I would really love to see Trico being cool. I want to see him knocking stuff out of trees with his tail. I want to see him with his stick. I love Trico, and I would love to see him in Pokemon Snap.
You mean Ash's Trico?
Sure.
Because he always used to have a little wheat in his little mouth, just on a tree, chilling out, just doing his own little thing.
Todd Snap, by the way, in the anime, probably one of the more unbearable companions that Ash ever travels with. I know it's only like 3 episodes, but up there with Tracy for me.
I'll move away from criticizing anime characters, and I'll speak about Volcanion, one of the coolest mythical Pokemon I think we've had in a long time. And I think it would be really cool if we see Volcanion on top of a volcano. You're trying to take a picture of it, and it's preventing you from taking a picture with all the steam coming out of it, because it is the steam Pokemon, after all, being the fire water type it is. So I think that would be a cool Pokemon to have in the game.
Actually, I'll tell you why I really like that as well. Because mythical Pokemon never get released with the game itself, it always comes as an event or a giveaway later in time. I know that there's normally a film that's tied around them, but you never really get much to do with them in the game because you always finish the game by the time they come around. So you don't get to use them in your team much.
No.
There's never a story around them. I know that, there was the whole thing with Deoxys in the island, but it's not really focused on Deoxys the Pokemon. It's more just a puzzle to get to Deoxys. And it would be great to see some of those mythical Pokemon a lot more in Pokemon Snap, and just see how they move, how they interact with the world, because you get very little of that from the games.
Before I talk about the 200 Pokemon plus confirmed for this game, what you think about that, I've got responses from the community. If we want to go through those.
Let's do it.
So, the first one comes from Ellie Zelda's Dada, and I'm so sorry to everyone for this. But Ellie Zelda's Dada says he wants to see the one and only Vinlet. And here's Vinlet. I don't know why I do this show sometimes. But yeah, thank you very much, Ellie Zelda's Dada, for putting that through there.
I hope you have to find 151 of them.
No, God, no, please. But actually, I've got other more serious responses. So we've got Rahulahoop _ on Twitter. He says, I don't know, for my money, the best Pokemon to snap would be Chimchar. So yeah, Chimchar in the forest, just swinging from branch to branch, setting fire to things accidentally.
Cool choice.
Yeah, that's a cool choice. We've got Batman Lee 1. He wants a Sobble in there, and that'd be really cool with you having to like focus your camera and just wait for the opportune moment where it uncamouflages itself from the water and just snap, take the picture.
I hope that another Pokemon comes along and stops Sobble from crying, and you get to capture a very heartfelt moment.
That'd be cute. Andrew Rivera, Mecha Shadow 12, friend of the show, he says Eevee, and make it so you can choose which evolution happens. So he wants to see an Eevee there, but also you can see it evolve at the same time. And
then presumably you've got to run the same map 8 times to get all the evolutions?
Yeah, probably.
Cool.
That'd be a good incentive to
run... Is it 8? Is it 7? 7, isn't it?
7. Hang on. You've got what? The 3. You got 2, and then you got another 2, and then you got yeah, I think it's 8. You're right. Yeah, 8.
It is 8.
It is 8. We've got Kaylee Woomer at Quirkovar XD. She says Mew because he is the ultimate Pokemon Snap homie, and it would not be the same without the Rainbow Road of Snap. That is Mew level. He's so cute when you bop him with a treat. So yeah, Mew for Kaylee. And do you think Mew makes a return in this one?
Oh, I think so. I think Mew is one of those quintessential, super elusive but super special moment Pokemon that whenever it appears, it's always special.
Vitz unhelpfully says also, what Pokemon are people going to throw a tantrum over if it isn't included? As usual, tone deaf from Vitz, but what do I expect? He's not here to defend himself.
I would honestly expect a lot of people to get upset over the starters, probably more than anything else, because everyone has their favorite starter, and everyone, even in each generation, will have their favorite of the 3. And I can see people, if one of them's there and the other 2 aren't, I can see that causing tantrums for sure.
Yeah. Let's keep this conversation for after the community responses, because I think that's a big conversation to have. Robin GL, the Robin GL at Twitter, he says Venusaur because it has a nice little bop, the sprite animation he's put in there, so that's pretty cool. Cesar Torres says Pikachu. Pikachu's the homie. We gotta have Pikachu in there. Chaz _JS on Twitter says Metapod because he's hard. Fair enough.
Can we censor that?
I think it's too late. Erica says, but is Mimikyu there? Because it doesn't matter. She's still excited anyway. Mimikyu, I think, is going to be there. I think Mimikyu is one of those Pokemon that the Pokemon Company really want to put a focus on. And they have put a focus on really since Gen 7.
Mimikyu. Yeah, they keep promoting Mimikyu whenever they can, especially like around Halloween time, but...
Mm-hmm. Jesse at Pink Spider Felix says my boy Charmander, which also in turn means Charmeleon, and if I can't throw apples at him until he falls into a volcano and evolves into Charizard, then I don't really know what to do. So thanks, Jesse. We've got Max Gingold who says Cloyster, but he thinks that they might not let Cloyster into the game because he looks like spiky private parts. Thanks. Kessel Winks on Twitter comes up with a brilliant idea, and I'd love to see this. Dragonite, but with a mailbag flying in the air.
Yes, that is a phenomenal answer.
I think we really do need Easter eggs in this game. That would be amazing.
It's such a specific thing as well.
Yeah, but I think most people will be familiar with it. Like most people.
I agree. It's a 30-second throwaway moment in the first film. It's not a throwaway moment; it's significant, but it's a 30-second thing in the first film.
He got a Pokemon card, dude.
Yeah, and I've literally got like a like camp badge that's got a Dragonite with a mailbag on because it's iconic for Dragonite.
We're going to need pictures of those next week.
Sure.
Potterpants212 McKenna says Mr. Mime and so it's a very creepy gif, so I'm kind of scared. We've got Sam Woods at Captain Woodsy. You can find him at George Shockers. The homie Heracross. So it's confirmed already, but he's looking forward to seeing Heracross there.
Yeah.
Alec Bobco says my boy Rhydon, and I actually was thinking, are we going to get pink berries and get pink Rhydon?
Crystal Onyx. I want Crystal Onyx.
Oh yes, Crystal Onyx would be good. We've never. It's such a. That's an anime only thing, but I would have hoped by now, with all regional variants and stuff like that, we would have had it.
There's still time.
Chris Lepak at RumblePack92 says Machamp, and he inserts a gif of Bee fighting Machamp from Twilight Wings, which is really cool.
Nice.
Electivire would be cool, says Vic at Akai King. That's with 2 eyes _King. Austin Ernie says Butterfree, and again, we're hoping for a pink Butterfree there too.
Yes, absolutely. Do you know my favourite thing about just going through these, and I'm glad that you took the time to do it, it sometimes I forget that everyone has a different favourite Pokemon.
Yeah.
And there's so many Pokemon, and yet everyone has got their favourites, and no Pokemon is no one's favourite.
Mm-hmm. No.
It's crazy, and I love it. I love that about a franchise with nearly 900, characters or Pokemon, and everyone still has different favourites. It's great. I love it.
And lastly, Sinister Snake with a 1 instead of an I for Sinister says, for straight up nostalgia purposes, Scyther and an Onix. So yeah.
I love Scyther.
Thank you very much, everyone, for your responses, and thank you very much, Ben, for the question. Now, before we move on, we wanted to talk about 200 Pokemon being in Pokemon Snap. Now, I think in this current time, we've got, 898 Pokemon, I'd like to say.
Sure.
Currently. We're getting over 200 Pokemon. We haven't got a specific number, but it's definitely over 200 Pokemon, which represents about 25% of the franchise. And the original game had 60 out of 151, roughly. How do you feel about that? What's your general thoughts on that?
I think anyone who thought we were getting all 890, I think would have had unrealistic expectations. I was never expecting every single one. It would have been phenomenal.
Yeah.
But one of the best things about Pokemon Snap, the original, is that every Pokemon had very dynamic ways in which they moved, very good interactions with the environments, and I wouldn't want them to just shoehorn in Pokemon for the sake of putting them all in. What I love about that game is that there's a story behind every Pokemon and what they do and how you interact with them.
Yes.
And I already know that all of that is going to be very true in this this version of the game. Yeah. This new release.
Well,
so
actually, yeah, you look at there was image I'll bring up again, but there was a image of the Snap decks where you see the Apom, and like I noticed in the first game, like you could take a picture of a Rapidash and sometimes it'll be neighing, and if you take a picture of it neighing, that's like a special picture. In this sort of book, it shows you Apom doing various things and various poses and whatnot. So I think it's definitely the case of, right, each Pokemon is going to have those unique animations, unique sort of actions as well, interactions with other Pokemon, and you're totally right. And I think in saying that, it was so unrealistic thinking that you're going to have 898 Pokemon in Pokemon Snap without losing some sort of charm.
And my barometer for whether over 200 are the right number of Pokemon in Pokemon Snap will be, when I play the game, do I get a great encounter and a great experience with every single one of the Pokemon in that game?
Yeah.
If the answer is yes, then it's the perfect number. And if it's not, either it's, there's too many because they should have taken more time with the, fewer ones to make it more special, or if I leave it wanting more, then obviously that's a sign that there weren't enough.
You might want more because you just find the game so good.
Yeah, but this release doesn't preclude us from DLC, where they could easily add another route or another map. It doesn't preclude us from a sequel.
And it's Bandai Namco. They are known pretty much for doing a lot of DLC for their games. So,
there's lots of avenues for bringing other friends into the game, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
I'll tell you one thing I was surprised by. Actually, one thing I was really surprised by is that the game is exclusively on Rails, or seems to be at this stage exclusively on Rails.
You thought it was going to be open world, did you?
I wondered if it would be.
Mm.
I wondered if it would be open world. I mean, that would be incredible, but I understand why it's much easier to develop a high-quality title on Rails than it is open world. Totally understand that. But I was quite excited about the prospect of it being open world, but hey, we'll see
Who
what
knows?
happens.
You might have like various routes to go through in a set stage.
Maybe there'll be little segments of, freedom. We'll see.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm really excited for Pokemon Snap, and I was actually surprised to see that, we got this trailer and it's going to be April 30th, 2021 it's coming out.
Much sooner than I think some people thought it may come out.
That's me. I'm some people. But yeah, no, I'm pretty happy with everything they've shown. I think 200 or so Pokemon, including, I don't know, regional variants and variations like Deerling and stuff like that. I think that's plenty. And exactly like you said, I think because of how much work would have gone into these Pokemon models, the environments they have to interact with, I think that's a pretty decent amount, to be fair. So it's coming out April 30th, 2021. It's retailing in the UK, digitally at least, at £50. We haven't seen any sort of physical release at the moment, but we know physical releases will happen. So yeah.
I've seen the box art.
Yeah.
So physical releases are coming.
Yeah, it's just not available in the UK. I think it's already available in America to pre-order the physical version, but it's not available here yet. So yeah, we'll see. We shall see. But should we move on to our next segment? Yes, sure. We shall. Okay, let's go. It's the Pokemon 25th anniversary. Yeah, I forgot I didn't have a jingle for this, but here we are, the Pokemon 25th anniversary. We got a trailer with that as well.
Yeah, that trailer was really interesting. They call it Rube Goldberg machine, where a Pokeball basically sets off chain reactions, and you tour through various generations of the Pokemon franchise, snapshots of each of the major games, and then queuing off to that big reveal of Katy Perry at the end. Yeah.
I noticed a few things. Did you see our boy N in there as an Android?
I did see N.
Good old N. We saw the Pokemon anime with Ash Ketchum's mom on the screen at some point. We saw like some of the old school games. I think there was a Game Boy Advance SP at some point, or was it DS? One of those two.
There was a DS that was closed, and I think there was a Game Boy Advance.
Yeah. So yeah, there was it was just a nice little trailer. It didn't give away much, did it really?
Do you know what really confused me about that trailer though? There were so many Pokemon Duel figurines, but the game's been shut down.
I guess they just had assets and thought, oh, this would be perfect to use here.
It just seems like an odd thing to promote or have in that, given that it's a failed outing for the franchise.
Would you call it failed, or would you say it's short-lived?
I think that Pokemon Duel's aspirations were probably far greater than what the game ended up being, particularly after it got a mobile release. I think that they were expecting it to have much more traction than it ended up having. So for me personally, it feels like it was a bit of a shortcoming.
So we've got the 25th anniversary sort of logo in front of us. Is there anything you've noticed with all these partner Pokemons on screen?
It's really nice. Yeah, they're surrounded by, I guess, one of the signature features from each generation. Pikachu, obviously, not with the others, but Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur with the Pokedex. Gen 2, you've got eggs. Gen 3 is the Pokeblocks and obviously contests. Gen 4, I think that's a Pathing case.
Yep.
That's what it looks like to me. Gen 5 with the costumes from Pokestar Studios. Gen 6 with the Mega Evolution Stone. Gen 7 with the Z Crystal. That looks like Electrium Z. And Generation 8 is is cooking. It's
curry.
Cooking.
It's curry, guys. Oh dear. Yeah.
Which one of those was your favorite?
For obvious reasons, it's Gen 2, just because Gen 2 is my favorite. But I think in terms of artwork, I really like the Pokestar Studios of Gen 5. It just looks really cool. The way, like, Oshawott got a top hat. Snivy's there looking like Excalibur from Soul Eater. But yeah, no. And also Gen 8 with the curry. Just look at him. Grookey fanning the flames for the curry.
I actually meant more in terms of features. Which one of those 8 features is your favorite?
Oh god, that is difficult.
isn't it?
That is really difficult.
So I'm split between two.
Because here's the thing, a lot of my time in Pokemon post finishing the game, I love to like breed new Pokemon, get shiny Pokemon that way. And then Gen 6, I enjoyed so much of the Mega Evolution stuff. Like, when Mega Evolution as a concept was first introduced, I was so against it, you would not believe it. I was like, they're ruining Pokemon. And then once getting my hands on the games and actually playing Pokemon and discovering, oh, there's another way to appreciate these Pokemon, I fell in love with Mega Evolutions. So I think it's either Gen 2 for the eggs because of how much mileage I've gotten out of it, or Gen 6 with the Mega Evolutions.
And I think I was about to say the same answer, and then I looked down at the Pokedex, and I remember the journey to complete my living dex, which for me just breathed new passion for the Pokemon franchise that I never realized that I had.
Yeah.
So for me, I think it's the completionist in me that makes me want to say the Pokedex.
Oh, that's a fair choice. That is a fair choice. So I guess we've looked at 25th anniversary logo. A lot of announcements have come out of it post trailer. So
yeah, momentum's starting to build.
There will be Pokemon 25th anniversary collaborations with the following brands, and I'm betting you there's going to be more of these as well. But here's the brands. You've got Build-A-Bear. We've already seen them do stuff like with Eevee and stuff like that. Levi's, McDonald's, where we've got toys before and cards before. General Mills, which we'll come into later on this show. J Woods, I have no idea who they are. Scholastic, I still don't know who they are. Mattel, rings a bell, don't know who they are. Funko, we've seen nightmarish figures from them before.
Yes, we have.
Power A, are they like power banks and stuff like that?
Yeah, they do electronics.
Okay, so we're going to get like a Pokeball, some sort of Pokeball charging thing. I don't know, probably. And the One Company. So yeah, those are some of the companies that are doing 25th anniversary
Yeah, some surprise names there. Scholastic, who in the UK do, I think, like stuff to do with school uniforms and stuff.
Okay, that makes sense. I was thinking of Shoals, the foot company, but yeah, no, that makes more sense now.
Oh, it's actually a book club.
Oh,
it's a book thing.
That's going to be interesting because I could get on board with some Pokemon books.
Pokemon books. I used to love Pokemon books. I saw someone was selling in a bookshop the other day. They used to do. They only did a couple of them. The novels, which was, and the one that was about Pokemon Island. The Attack of the Giant Pokemon.
Yes, yeah, I remember this.
I saw that book in a bookshop and I was like, "That's a cool."
Yes, because they did like little individual like books for some of the episodes in particular.
Yeah, I actually remember renting that from the library.
Colourful looking covers as well. Yeah, I remember this now. God,
all very cool.
What a time. The other thing about the 25th anniversary is that the Pokemon anime, video games, Pokemon Go, Pokemon Masters EX are all going to have like some big announcements in relation to the 25th anniversary.
Don't forget Cafe.
Pokemon Cafe, yeah, I guess. But in the anime anyway, there's all like we had a new opening in the Japanese sort of side of things, and like they've already hinted at some things happening, and I'm like, I'm ready. So yeah, 25th anniversary is going to be good. It's going to be great. What else is happening in 25th anniversary? Well, we've heard that Katy Perry is going to be doing some music for the Pokemon franchise, and we actually recently got Bump of Chicken, who did that Pokemon music video. I think in unison with Studio Bones. I think they're the ones that animated it, but that was fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to this.
I know that everyone has their favorite artists and they have their favorite genre of music, but Katy Perry feels like a phenomenal fit for the Pokemon company.
What's your favorite Katy Perry song, if you have one?
Raw.
Okay. Raw.
Hard to say. I like what I love of her music, but
sure.
Just as someone who is eccentric and colourful and popping with energy.
I thought you were talking about yourself there for a second. I was like, wait, what?
No. Like Katy Perry feels like a great match for the Pokemon company for this year.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm excited to see what they do with it. And they've said that there's going to be other music artists and other artists in general.
Yes,
that they'll be collaborating with. So let's see where it leads.
They've called this the P25 music program in conjunction with Universal Music Group. So quite a big outing for Pokemon. And I'm quite happy to see how big Pokemon's becoming. It's constantly growing, and like just having all these collaborations happen with all these companies, they're just spreading themselves everywhere, aren't they?
Yeah, they're Pokifying yet more aspects of our lives.
And I guess talking about Pokifying, some Pokifying cards, we're getting these oversized cards for each Pokemon, starter Pokemon.
Yeah, so they're doing, I think 9 giveaways, or not giveaways, but 9 events during the year. And in each set, and they're actually going backwards. They're starting with Galar and finishing with Kanto. Sets that will include 2 packs of Pokemon cards, and then an oversized card of each of the starters for that region. So for Galar, you'll get Scorbunny and Sobble and Grookey. I don't know if you're going to get all 3 or if there's packs for each.
So it says on these packs. It says on these packs there's going to be 3 Pokemon in there. So it's going to be these 3 oversized. So they're not normal size, but oversized Pokemon cards of the starters. And with these sort of packs, so they're going to be $9.99. You're going to get 2 booster packs as well. So you're going to get.
That's not awful. If they're $9.99 UK price, that's not bad.
Yeah, $9.99 UK.
Normally those packs are like 20 quid.
Yeah, and you're going to get 2 boosters with it as well, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, March 5th is going to be the first partner pack with Galar. April 2nd is going to be the first partner pack with Alola. May 7th with Kalos, sorry. June 4th with Unova. July 9th with Sinnoh. August 6th with Hoenn. September 3rd with Johto. And finally on October 8th with Kanto.
Look at them subtly putting the American region on July the 4th.
Oh my god. No, it's June 4th. So close.
July 4th.
Yeah, so close. But yeah, so we're going to get those interesting cards. But I've got 2 more pictures as well, just of Scorbunny and Cyndaquil of their original artworks, but they're going to be oversized versions. But
so are these the first ever cards printed of those Pokemon?
I think so. I'm assuming that.
Dude, that Cyndaquil card looks great.
Yeah. Before I move on, anything about the Pokemon 25th anniversary?
I don't think so.
Let's move on to the next segment. So you want to be a Pokemon Masters? Pokemon Masters time.
Like, you thought there was a lot of news up to this point, and then we hit Pokemon Masters.
So I think the best place to probably start off is by the one thing I'm really excited by, and that's May. May's in the game. And we're back. Sorry. For those listening to audio, we cut out during the middle of the stream. And for those watching live, yes, welcome to my stream. So yeah, you want to be a Pokemon Masters. So May's in the game. What do we have to say about May?
The first Rain Dance user with MP refresh on Rain Dance.
Excellent. Yeah. And I guess the first Rain Dance user that firmly takes advantage of rain.
Significantly so. I know that Weona has Hurricane, and that's handy, but this is a water type with some serious rain power. So Racing Rain 4, Raging Rain 5, Racing Rain 2, and Raging Rain 3. So that's +8 to attack, +6 to your move gauge charging speed. It's incredible.
And it gets an upgrade once you Mega Evolve as well.
Yeah, it does. A significant one. It's a strong sync pair on its own, but bear in mind that this also sets up Rain for its allies. It's incredible.
Do you want to talk about the sort of moves that she's got on her, the kind of kit she's working with?
So to start, Water Gun, Rain Dance, Earth Power, and ready for this. So Water Gun, just a damage dealing water move. Rain Dance, setting up the rain. Earth Power, damage dealing ground type move, which is great for coverage. Ready for this, which I'm just going to double check exactly what it does.
Are you ready for this? Dun, 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 dun.
That is exactly what I needed to fill time.
Thank you. I'm pretty good at that. Good at blagging too.
And I guess most importantly for May, Water Gun gets replaced with Muddy Water after Mega Evolving.
Okay. Excellent.
So basically, Muddy Water is an AoE water move, which is super handy to have, and means that you can also reduce the enemy's accuracy, which is super useful because, let's be honest, it's probably one of those things where if you're struggling with a stage, decreasing accuracy and increasing evasiveness is the nuke that you can kind of try and use to get around things.
So I've got something to say about this.
Go ahead.
Why is she broken? Like, why is she broken?
I don't know, and it's not like this is a Pokefair unit either. Like May's really, really good, like standalone.
Like with all the multipliers you're gonna have from her grid and from her moveset, it's wow. She's just. I don't think we've seen a pair like this since we've gotten red.
No, I mean the damage levels are incredibly high in the rain, and I guess the only thing to say about May is without rain, she's nowhere near as strong.
Yeah.
But given you got move point refresh on Rain Dance, you can even bring a second Rain Setter if you want to. Yeah, it's an impressive thing there.
And like it mega evolves as well, so its stats only gets harder.
Absolutely.
You've got all sorts of things on its sort of a sync grid. Like you can make it into like a sandstorm user with earth power. You can use it to make it sync nuke like you said, with hide and sink. So taking advantage of muddy water, for example. You can make it heal itself constantly with refreshing rain, die rain, where critical hits land more easily in the rain. Power reserves 4. So if you're down to your last slivers of HP, your Pokemon's attacking for much higher. It's just so many good things. So many good things.
So just a small correction, actually. You actually lose Water Gun and you gain Muddy Water permanently after evolving Mudkip into Marshtomp.
Makes sense.
So Muddy Water is the standard move. You don't get a change of move after Mega Evolving.
Yeah, I guess like a lot of her stuff is hidden behind like 3 out of 5, but still, even at 1 out of 5, I'd say is a pretty solid unit.
Yeah, and just AOE is always very, very handy in Masters, and Muddy Water is a powerful move in the rain.
Now, here's the most crazy thing: it's a tech unit. It's like it just baffles me. Like a tech unit is going to be doing this much damage.
Well, that's the thing about tech units is they're supposed to be very, very specialized, and I guess May's specialism is the rain.
Yeah,
and without the rain, May absolutely doesn't do as much damage as other sync pairs. But in the rain, it's pretty it's a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, and Muddy Water, also like debuffing enemies. So with like for accuracy, so your tanks are going to benefit from it as well.
Yeah, I mean, Ready for This isn't crazy overpowered, so it raises the user's special attack by 1 and raises critical hit by 1. It also does charge the user's move gauge by 2, but that's not a huge perk. So obviously 3 Ready for This gives you max crit, and then you're looking for some special attack support, or you get it from the grid in Inclement Intellect 6. Which has a great chance of raising special attack by 1 when the weather's rainy and so that's pretty good. But it definitely is a pair that appreciates the rain, and you may need to bring a second rain setter in those longer battles because even with MP refresh, there's no guarantee you're going to have enough rain to see you through. But in the rain, this pair pretty much does every bit of damage you need it to do on its own.
And I think we would recommend pulling for her, but not on this banner. Wait for a PokeFab banner, get her as a pity pull, is what I'd say.
Yeah.
So we also got a message from Pokemon Masters, volume 17, I believe it was, and they revealed a whole bunch of stuff, starting with Valentine's Serena. So they said there's going to be Valentine's Pokemon units, and you've got Serena and Whimsicott there.
Yeah, a really interesting pairing. I guess no prior history between Serena and Whimsicott as far as I can tell, but
apart from what? Yeah, no, actually, I can't even make one.
But I like Serena's design. I like that it's also not like I don't know how else to put this. I like that it's not like scanty. I like that it's a cool looking design. It's a bit of an Alice in Wonderland vibe for me with the diamonds on the skirt line. But I like the design, and I'm curious to see what it will do as a sync pair.
And also, we've been told that Mallow and Serena is coming into the game on the 20th, along with Blissful Bonanza.
And yeah, we knew that Mallow was coming before Christmas, and I think a bit of a long anticipated sync pair, having been in the story from the get go, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Other things to note is a new egg event. So Fighting Grass and Rock type event is going to be happening on February 3rd, 2021. You'll be able to get Machop, Bellsprout, and Aerodactyl in this event. And the big change to eggs, where you're no longer going to be using stamina to get your eggs, and you won't be getting level up manuals or coins, but you will still get your eggs without having to use stamina. So that's really good.
It's a welcome change for people who don't necessarily like using or don't invest in eggs all that much.
Yeah, definitely. So Mewtwo is going to be coming back into the game as well with Giovanni.
I'm so excited for that.
Yes,
Can't wait.
they're still one of the best ghost attackers and psychic attackers in the game, full stop. And you'll be able to raise him to 5 out of 5, 20 out of 20 as well. So please be excited for that. More excitingly, there's going to be a run up to the 1.5 year anniversary, so the 18-month anniversary, and there'll be a rally, so giving you all sorts of gems, items, all that kind of stuff. Bingo's coming back as well as part of that, so that's going to be fun. There's going to be a new legendary event on February 10th, and this one's really interesting because it's bringing Xerneas and Yveltal into the game. Each forms a sync pair with a trainer, and they're saying that this trainer might be a little unexpected, and they're asking us, or they're challenging us to guess who it is. And I've got a theory as to who it might be, but do you have a theory as to who it might be?
I to be honest, I'd never given it much thought, so I don't know off the top of my head. I'd be curious to know your thoughts first.
Generation 6, a character that was not that prominent, but I think, integral to the storyline. Who would be what? AZ.
Oh wow, that would be very unexpected.
Yes. The other ones you could probably say is Lysander, because it was in his lab, I think, when we first encounter it in X and Y. So
I was wondering whether, when they were saying it's unexpected, it might be someone who's not Generation 6 at all.
Yeah, they would have to explain it. They would have to explain it so good for me to be like, okay, that makes sense.
Fair enough.
Oh, I can understand why they've done that. But who knows? We'll find out. Stranger things have happened. But yeah, the other things to note is that, there's going to be a present for the 18-month anniversary. So be sure to log in every day as usual. Get all the items in the world, and you might get a really good item one of these days. Who knows? It's probably going to be another 3,000 gems, I'd probably like to predict. We've also got a new type of Pokefair Scout. And they said it will debut with a sync pair with unprecedented capabilities. What?
They also said that Pokefair rates were going to be different, which can only be a bad thing, right?
Well, for this particular one, yes. I don't know what if they meant it's going to be for all the Pokefairs going forward, but I think it's going to be for this one in particular, with this unprecedented pair, quote unquote.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it's. They've obviously. We haven't actually said it yet, but they've also announced that Dynamax coming to the game. So I was hoping it might be Leon and something Dynamax related, because we've not had that before. But that seems unlikely given the rest of the announcement. So probably thinking it's going to be something that can maybe change types or change forms. So you can maybe pick before the battle kind of what form you want. Or what would be really cool is if it was Primal Reversion and we had an Archie or a Maxi and Groudon and Kyogre.
Yeah, I was thinking more basically, really. That would be Marnie and Morpeko, and it's got 2 different forms. So form changes every sync or every attack, and the sync move maybe depends on what form you're in at the moment. So that could be unprecedented. Or I was thinking Paolo and Dusk Lycan Rock, because Paolo was the original character in this game. We haven't seen much of actually, and I think he's sort of lost. He's not too happy about it. He's gone off somewhere. We don't know where he is. Maybe he's coming back and he's gonna come back for a vengeance. I don't know. So who knows? But it's really exciting. I'm a bit worried about when they say unprecedented. Is it going to mean it's going to be broken? I don't know. Let's see. Let's find out.
I think it's probably more likely to be unprecedented in the Pokemon sense rather than the.
Oh my god! Hang on a minute. Sorry, Ash and Pikachu.
Oh, that would be very exciting.
Oh my god, yes. Or Ash and not Mega Greninja, but Greninja with its synergized
Ash for a
form.
ninja. Ooh, that would be cool.
Yes. Oh, that would be cool. That would be really cool. Sync Grid update. They upgrading Sync Grids or giving it a facelift.
Yeah, and some really welcome additions. Select multiple, which people have been asking for a long time. The ability to save preset grids, so you can switch between them really easily. And they're getting rid of the cost of switching sync grids, which is another welcome addition. Money at this point is pretty redundant in Pokemon Masters, but it's a welcome addition nonetheless.
Yes. The other things to note is that there's going to be There's gonna be additional chances to team up with Sync Pairs, they've said. So maybe new ways to buddy up with characters. So
yeah, they said that there's going to be more free-to-play sync pairs from either the story or event. So that's exciting for people who either haven't got a lot of sync pairs or who are thinking about starting the game. There's never a better time than today, so that you don't miss out on too much.
And I think one of the most significant things for me is the main story's conclusion and a start of a new story, apparently. So they're definitely looking into supporting this game into the long term if they're going to be starting a new story.
Yeah, it's exciting for those people who have been following it along for all this time, because the story looking to conclude before the end of August, which is great because we'll get a new story heading into the last part of the year.
And yeah, like you said, Dynamax in development, but that's more for the 2-year anniversary rather than the 18-month anniversary.
Yeah, which makes me wonder whether the new story is going to be revolving around Dynamax.
But yeah, it's like Gen 8 pairs need to get into the game. We've only got Gloria so far, and it's about time we get more love for Gen 8. But yeah, that's that. The next message is scheduled for mid-February, so probably just after Valentine's Day, I'd probably assume. So yeah, that's the Pokemon Masters news. Sorry, give me a second because my PC crashed. All my notes and stuff like that had got erased and all that kind of stuff. So
all the prep work. Yeah,
it's all down the drain. But here we are. We're moving on to the next segment. Apparently not. You can't hear that. So I'm gonna have to remember. But cool. So the next segment is TCG. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. TCG news, yay!
Yeah, so we talked about the stuff happening for the 25th anniversary, which is very exciting, but also we now have the full set lists for the Rapid Strike and Single Strike sets.
We do indeed, and there's some very cool cards. So we've got the obvious Urshifu VMAX cards of the Single Strike and Rapid Strike forms. Which are up on screen now. But did you know this? Did you know that there's 2 secret rare cards, and one of them I'm very excited about for obvious reasons?
I did not.
There's an Empoleon with phalanx all over the place, and it's just the best thing ever, and I can't wait.
Oh, nice.
I can't wait. I really want that card.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that does look really cool.
Yeah.
They both look really cool, actually. I like that they've got other Pokemon in the pictures with them.
Yes. Do you remember the Mewtwo ones where Mewtwo had like all sorts of Pokemon around it, like Haxorus and stuff like that from Generation 6 EX cards?
That's very cool. I don't remember it, but that's a very cool card.
We've got other cards I wanted to prop up and mention, which I'm putting up on screen now. So we've got Mawile, we've got Tepig. Tepig's fighting. What's this evolution called? So you got Tepig, Emboar, and something else.
Luxray and
Steelix. Yeah. No. Who's Pignite? That's it. Pignite. Yeah. There we go. I really like the art on all these. I think especially Luxray. If you look at it, like stepping into the water, starry sky, it looks really cool. We've also got a Mustard card, and we've got Entei as well, roaring with flames in the background. So
they're very, very cool designs. And it'll be interesting to see how the split between the 2 sets is going to work in reality, whether one ends up being much stronger than the other. But we'll have to wait and see.
And finally for TCG, we talked earlier during the 25th anniversary news that General Mills is going to be involved. So they make cereals, and there's going to be Pokemon cards in your cereals. And here's a preview of some of them via PokeBeach up on screen. So you got Hatenna, Pikachu, Gossifleur, and Wooloo, all holos. So very exciting, very, very exciting.
Yeah, they're good looking cards. Very cute.
I really want that Pikachu with the Pokeball, and maybe the Wooloo as well. But yeah, very, very cool looking cards. And I forgot what this is. Okay, yep. So the next segment. I can't believe I lost all my tech. Here we are. Pokemon Go. What's Pokemon going on? Tell me.
So there's a couple of things really in Pokemon Go news. The first is that Niantic, rather unfortunately, have deleted one of their tweets where they were talking about making improvements to community days and listening to user feedback, I think a lot of people are getting the sense that maybe Niantic aren't going to be following through on some of those promises and making improvements to community days. And the other thing, and I think the reason why I wanted to talk about Pokemon Go today, is we're now seeing quite a few cases in the UK of people being fined for playing Pokemon Go outside and not adhering to the restrictions about social distancing and adhering to COVID safety regulations. So it's a very difficult one because obviously those individuals have chosen to do something that they shouldn't have done, and the blame should and rightly sits with them first and foremost. But Niantic have got to start taking accountability that we are still very much in the grips of a pandemic, and making a game that really tempts people to go outside is or makes them feel that they're going to miss out by not going outside is obviously not a great place to be. So
I've been saying this for some time now, that Niantic are doing all these sorts of events constantly, limited time events, saying you need to catch this, that, and the other by X date, and, making you pay for research to get the different kinds of Pokemon. They're making all these moves, so for some reason, encouraging you to go out, encouraging you to play. You can't stay at home and catch half these Pokemon because they don't spawn fast enough. I don't know what... They're making all these decisions, and, of course, there's an element of, human responsibility to be had there, where you got to do better, but at the same time Niantic is encouraging people to go out during a pandemic with all these events and not improving it for people playing at home. They've made subtle sort of changes, these raid passes that are remote, and they used to give people one for free every week. We don't get that anymore. But yeah, I've been saying they've been doing too many events, too many limited time events, and completely forgetting that we're in the middle of pandemic, and people, are either going to be stupid enough to go outside, excuse my sort of tone on this, but to go outside and catch an imaginary creature during a pandemic because they're fearing that they're going to miss out on something.
It's a tough balancing act, and I know that, Niantic are doing very well with the game and, making a lot of money from it, but there is also a bit of responsibility and accountability that I'd like to see in them as, being in the position that they're in.
Yeah. They did so
trying
well
to make sure they're looking after people.
They did so well early lockdown in introducing remote raid passes, increasing spawns from home. The events were steady. There wasn't 1,000 events happening all at once, but now it's just going off the rails, and I don't know what they're playing at. I really do not know what they're playing at. Why they there was bonuses removed as well. I think we spoke about this 3 or 4 months ago. There was bonuses removed where there was your incense lasts for slightly longer, Pokemon prop up twice as quickly during your incense. They remove stuff like that, and I'm thinking, why are they removing it? We're not out of the woods just yet. In fact, it's getting worse now. A few months later, we've got a variant, and I guess in the UK as well, the guy who in question got fined for playing Pokemon Go, he was in his car, and we are in the middle of a lockdown, and he shouldn't be in his car for a unnecessary reason. But with the UK government as well, they've got something to. They've got to hold some blame here, because we had in the news Dominic Cummings, one of the government ministers, driving up to a beauty spot for no reason, miles away from London, and he got away with it scot-free. Everyone defended him for it. And so if the general public see these elected officials doing this, they're going to be like, oh, why can't we do this then? It's just a mess. It's just a mess. Niantic need to take some responsibility. The government needs to take some responsibility, and obviously, some players need to take more responsibility as well for this.
And we don't get serious on the podcast very often.
Yeah.
Rightly or wrongly, we try to keep it, relatively highbrow, but this is quite a serious issue, and it's affecting real people. And every day there are more deaths and more fatalities. And I hope that someone out there who is listening, does something to make a change, because I think it is important that we protect not just people in the UK, but people in every country from what's going on.
Mm-hmm. I do want to just point out that this is not just it's not everyone. It's not this is not representative of everyone. I'm part of a Pokemon Go group in my local area, and I think there's always reminders in the chat being look guys, we're not meeting up for raids and stuff like that. Please stay at home. If you want to do some remote raid battles, let us know. We'll do some with you, but firmly stay at home. And I guess the majority of the fan base are, adhering to those rules and are not too worried about losing out on some imaginary creatures. But yeah, just do better, people. Do better. On that somber note, because my tech's not working, we'll go to the next section.
Go for it.
Much to do about nothing. We've got this 25th anniversary skateboard. I can't remember who the guy in relation to this is, but like Americans and Canadians are going to get a whole bunch of 25th anniversary sort of merchandise they can buy from the Pokemon store. And this skateboard, Pikachu skateboard by a famous skateboarder, still can't remember his name because my notes got deleted.
Is it Tony Hawk?
No, it's not Tony Hawk. It's one of the modern guys. It is going to be coming out, I think on the 20th actually, 19th or 20th. Google that, I guess, but yeah, 19th or 20th, you'll be able to pre-order this bad boy skateboard. I don't think I've said bad boy in such a long time. And this Galar shirt with Skull Bunny on it. And there's one for Sobble and there's one for Grookey as well by Original Stitch. So you can also get those if you want to. So yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool.
It's cool. I mean, I like that they're doing different things. Like the skateboards, I don't think something we've had before, and it's a cool little cool design.
And with that cool design, we shall move on.
Every time.
Yeah. So Pokemon Unite, that was a game that we thought was going to come out in 2020 and never did.
No, it didn't.
Well, apparently there was some gameplay leaks that happened on the internet. And look what I found. New skins for Pokemon.
For a second, I thought this was going to be a joke segment, and you were about to pull up like a toddler whacking a Pokemon plushie.
No.
Oh, is that a Pirate Cinderace?
Yeah, Pirate Cinderace. You've got Aaron's Lucario, or cosplaying as Sir Aaron, if you remember Sir Aaron. You've got a Power Ranger looking Greninja. You've got a Garchomp on holiday? ? You have Talonflame looking like Oliver Twist, and you got Mr. Mime looking like a sheriff. So these are some of the skins you can probably expect, or it was leaked for Pokemon Unite. What are your thoughts on these?
Some of those are crazy cool. I'm so excited for some of those.
And with those skins, we actually got a roster leak apparently, and this is up on screen, but we've got Snorlax, we've got Machamp, we've got Gardevoir, Absol, Crustle, Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise, Alolan Ninetales, interestingly enough, and Pikachu. And look at the Machamp with the little, is it Honolulu? Is that what they call it? The flowers around the...
Yes.
Yeah.
That's great. Dude, shout out to Alolan Ninetales, getting more coverage than the original Ninetales.
Yeah, well, Alolan Ninetales is probably better. Probably better for my money. I don't know, for my money. That's it, really. Should we move on to the most popular segment?
Everyone's favorite segment.
Such a shame I don't have the music for this. Oh man. Where the Helioptile is Pokemon Sleep. Well,
alright, hit me.
I think I've discovered a hint or some sort of thing that's going to point to Pokemon Sleep. That
Here we go.
Pokemon Snap trailer had this shot in it, interestingly enough. So here we are. We've got a shot of a Purloin sleeping. Sorry, not Purloin. Liepard sleeping. Pokemon Snap is coming out on the April 30th, 2021. Is Pokemon Sleep launching with new Pokemon Snap?
What a bundle that would be.
I mean, the
Can you
evidence
imagine
is
if the
there.
Go Plus, if the Go Plus let you take photos and fall asleep? That would be a snappy bundle. I'd be hard pressed not to buy that.
Synchronized sleeping.
But this all just feels like, a kind of dream, and then you're going to snap wide awake from it.
You use your Switch as a pillow. I don't know. When are we going to get Pokemon Sleep? I mean, look,
seriously,
there's
where
Pokemon
is
Sleeping there.
Pokemon Sleep?
There's Pokemon Sleeping there. I'm assuming we're getting more news about Pokemon Sleep on April 30th. Mark your calendars. It's happening. It's going to happen. Mark my words. We're moving on to the next segment. It's time for the unknown. Hey, unknown. Hey, unknown fact of the week with Amit. What's the unknown fact of the week?
I've been getting very into Pokemon names over the last couple of unknown facts of the week, and I got another one for you this week, which is about coughing and wheezing, who were originally going to be called Ni and La, NY and LA
Oh,
after the cities
you
of
don't.
New York.
You won't believe how
Los
prepared I
Angeles.
am for this.
Did you have that all prepped?
Look at this. Ni and La. So yeah,
Very
tell
good.
me more about Ni and La.
Yeah, so the acronyms for New York and Los Angeles, NY and LA, are the original names used for coughing and wheezing. So the idea was that these cities were so polluted that the Pokemon Company wanted to make fun of them and name coughing and wheezing after the two cities.
Wow, that is major shade thrown by Pokemon. That's amazing. That is incredible.
I thought it's. I mean, it's a. I know some of the other Generation 1 Pokemon have got very obvious names. Looking at you, Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee.
Muck.
But this is.
Sorry.
Yeah, but this would have been a very a big slap in the face.
This, like, do you know how Yuri Geller had a problem with Kadabra?
Yes.
Do you think like Pokemon would have been banned in like New York and LA? just,
I
just if
hope
this
people
happened?
would have got really riled up.
Oh god, that's fantastic. Well, that's Unown Fact of the Week. That wraps up our show. Now I know we sort of broke up halfway through the show, unfortunately. But yeah, here we are. Where can people find us?
Can I wrap up with one more tidbit?
Yeah, sure.
In the news roundup before we move on.
Go for it.
So, a Japanese man was arrested for forging popsicle sticks, which you could trade in for Pokemon cards.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So, the popular company in Japan, Gary Kun, was selling promotional packs of ice lollies, where you could send the stick in to the company in exchange for Pokemon cards. And this guy in Japan, and I think his name has been redacted.
We'll call him redacted summer.
Was sending in counterfeit popsicle sticks that he had forged in order to get some of the cards. One of which included Zarudevi, which is coming out in the latest, or came out in the latest Jungle Beat. So obviously very popular, and apparently the popsicle sticks, are retailing online for roughly $500, so about 50,000 yen. So they're very, very popular popsicle sticks, and obviously you can trade them in for Pokemon cards, which people really want. But what's crazy is this one guy forged 25 sticks, which is how he got found out, because he sent them all from the same address, and he got found out, he got arrested, and is now looking at a heavy fine or potentially a jail sentence.
Well deserved, I'd say.
But I'm sure he'll cool off.
Oh, that was ice cold from you. So yeah, we'll wrap it up with that other unknown fact of the week about redacted. Where can people find us?
You can find us on all of your good podcast platforms. Hopefully, Apple Podcasts soon. We had a little breakthrough, and we'll talk about that next week. So hopefully, Apple Podcasts soon, but certainly Spotify and all of your other standard podcast platforms, and then YouTube. You can search PokeRamble Podcast, and you can find us in every episode we put out every Sunday. If you want to come listen to us live and join the crowd, and thank you everyone. There's so many people here today. Thank you all for supporting us and being here. You can come and join us live 7:30 p.m. GMT on twitch.tv/KumailH. That's KUMAILH, and we look forward to seeing you.
Sorry, my name is complicated. That's the end of the show.
It's in the description.
PokeRamblePod.com.
It's in the descriptions on both all your podcast services and YouTube, so you can click the link there.
A little shout out to Al's Tribesman for setting up the PokeRamble website for us.
PokeRamble.com. Go check that out. We definitely need to use it more, and we will use it more. But super exciting to have it at all, really. Thank you to Al for that.
But until next time, I've been Kumail.
And I've been Amit.
And we're going to go catch them all. See you later, people.